I am Carl Hung, CEO of Season Group and SG Wireless. This is Coffee with Colleagues, a collection of conversations between myself and our colleagues from around the world. Today, we have with us Julie from our UK facility. Welcome, Julie.
Hello.
Can you introduce yourself a bit to the audience, Julie? And speak up too.
My name's Julie. I'm the team leader for PCB Conventional in the UK.
You might have to move your mic closer to your mouth.
I'm going to be eating it.
Yeah, basically, yes. Yeah. Okay, so we missed that a little bit. If you can redo the answer, that'd be great.
Okay, I'm the team leader for the PCB Conventional in the UK.
Okay, so for our audience, it'll be a very broad audience. Some have never been exposed to PCB Convention. Can you explain a little bit what that is?
It's the circuit boards. I put the components in the circuit boards and solder them by hand.
Okay.
And we have a team that do that.
Yep. Okay.
I just coordinate the team as to what jobs to do really and how to build the boards.
Okay. All right. And the boards that you guys are building right now, can you can you introduce a little bit of them to me in terms of what industries they're for? Yeah.
Some of them are going into the hospital for diagnostic equipment. Some of them are going into different types of pumps, and there's a really wide variety of where these boards go.
Yeah.
It's not just one singular area.
Yeah. But certainly, I think you guys were open during the shutdown period as well too, because you guys were deemed essential. So it definitely that indicates that the work you do, the boards that you're building are going to some key industries to keep the economy and also the hospitals working. But from your role as a team leader, how are you motivating your team members? How, are you letting them know, oh, this is so vital to everyone?
I think we're all aware of how important it is. I mean, yeah, the boards that we were doing during the shutdown were for hospitals, so yeah. Of course it's extremely important.
Yeah. Okay.
So everyone was aware of the importance of it.
Yeah. So don't need to motivate them really. They're at work because they know it's saving lives.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Okay. So you go to the office, go to the factory, you put in your the day working. After work, what do you tend to do? Where do you usually hang out? How are you de-stressing and all that?
Recently I've been tending to go straight home.
Okay.
I don't really feel like I want to go anywhere else.
Okay.
You know, I occasionally have to go to the shops.
Yeah.
But even that's not a comfortable experience now.
Yeah. But the shops, I heard they're doing a pretty good job of sanitizing the carts.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah. It's all clean. They are wiping down trolleys, and they're wiping down, and they make sure everyone's distanced, and so they only allow a certain amount of people in the shops now.
Okay.
So it's not a bad experience. It's just because of all the changes, it makes you aware that there's something not right, and so it sort of plays in your mind, you know.
It's not normal time frame.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So it just puts me on edge, really, I suppose. And it's safe enough, I suppose, but you just don't feel right.
Yep.
So. Yep.
Oh, I get that each time I go shopping as well too for groceries. Where in the old days I would picking oranges, for example, right?
Yeah.
You pick up an orange, you'd squeeze it a little bit, smell it a little bit, and if it's no good, put it back. But nowadays you kind of feel obligated. You pick it up, you got to buy it.
Yeah.
So
you've touched it.
Yeah, you touch it, you buy it. So it's a different experience for sure. But I think going out to shop, it's definitely difficult. But then in terms of at the home, then have you spending more time at home? Obviously, what type of activities have you picked up during this time frame?
Well, I've been decorating.
Okay.
And I moved house last year.
Yeah.
So it's given me a perfect time to get on and do some decorating, because I think because I have a lot more time now.
Yeah.
I never used to have time to do anything.
Yeah.
So, but I've started gardening as well.
Okay.
Me and my daughter have got into doing some gardening.
Yep.
I'm actually the proud owner of a lawnmower now.
Oh wow. Okay.
I've never owned one in my life.
Yeah. Did you ever had the lawn mowed, or did you outsource that?
Oh yeah, I had the lawn mowed.
Okay.
But
okay.
obviously not by myself.
Okay. But now you're doing it. Is it one of those manual ones, or is it a gas operated ones?
It's electric.
Electric ones. Okay.
So
All right.
yeah,
Good for the environment.
it's not bad. But no, the petrol one's much too big for me.
Yeah. Okay, so taking care of the lawn and gardening. Okay. Have you done anything, something you've always wanted to do and pick up? Any skills that you've learned aside from gardening and mowing the lawn?
No, I haven't really. No.
Cooking, haircuts.
Oh, I hate cooking.
Oh,
absolutely hate cooking.
then you got to challenge yourself to pick it up and become the best chef in the world.
But I know I have been good. My daughter wanted to bake cakes.
Okay.
Because obviously she's been at home and bored, and
yep.
So we have been baking cakes.
Yep.
And they haven't turned out great.
Yep.
But
but at least you're trying. It's fun, and these are the times you look back at later on, saying, "Oh, how much fun was it that we're all stuck at home and we did this."
My fairy cakes made great rock cakes.
Yeah.
You know, they were great, rock solid.
Oh yeah. Yeah. One of the skills I picked up during this is haircuts. I've never given a haircut to anyone in my life, and I gave my son, who's 6 years old, I gave him a haircut the other day. And I'm actually very proud of myself, because it's not one of those with the clippers or a shaver. I actually use scissors.
Ooh.
So I was holding onto the hair and then cutting it, and holding a hair, cutting it, measuring it, cutting it with scissors. And I think I gave him a bit of a, what was it? It's called the undercut, or the layering. And I'm like, wow, okay, all these years of getting my hair cut, I was able to apply on him. The only downside is it took me 2.5 hours. So I don't know if I'll do it again, but at least I know I could do it if it was needed. So yeah, haircut was something I've always wanted to do. I gave it to my son. My sister, my daughter now wants a haircut from me. Oh. And I told her, well, if you want one exactly like your brother, I can do it, but then anything else, I don't know yet. So are you sure? And then she backed off a little bit.
Yeah, so I've only got a daughter, so
okay,
her hair's just grown, a bit like mine. It's just grown, so that's fine. We don't need to cut it. We can wait.
Well, if you go onto YouTube, you can find a lot of instructional videos. Actually, it's quite easy to cut female hair. That's something I realized, because you're not doing the whole layering thing for the sideburns and etc. So it's just trimming and delayering in a sense. So it could be fun. Or it could be disastrous. Either or, 50-50. Yeah.
She's very particular, you know. If I get it wrong, that's it.
How old is she?
11.
Okay, all right. So you can still mess up her hair, and she won't hate you for the rest of the life. Yeah. She won't remember this.
We're stuck in the house together.
Yeah, so
she remembers it for a day.
No one's gonna see her anyways. Yeah. Okay. So can you describe a bit how you felt when COVID-19 first broke out? Or did I already ask that question? I haven't asked that question yet. No. Yeah. I'm a very professional webcaster, as you can see.
I can tell, yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing well at this, aren't we?
I see, yes. To our millions of viewers.
When it first broke out, I underestimated it, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it was another strain of flu.
Yep.
You know, people, well, why is everyone getting so struck out on a virus? You know?
Yep.
I carried on as normal, but it's when the schools closed. I think that's when I was like, They don't ever close the schools over here.
Mhm.
If you take your child out of school for a week, you get a fine. You know.
Yep.
So yeah, that's when I really started. Whoa.
Yeah.
And I think then you sort of get panicky when you realise and you start hearing the news and how many deaths there's been and how many people have been admitted to hospital and the NHS is crashing and you think, oh my God. I think it was panic and fear and, you know, I suppose millions of people felt exactly the same way. It was scary. You know, and then they tell you you couldn't see your family. You know, you had to stay indoors by yourself. And that was really hard.
Yeah.
You know, I'd spend time with obviously my daughter, and then trying to keep her calm because she gets all upset because she can't see her family. And
but does she understand what's going on?
She's at the age where she understands some, but not all of it.
Yeah.
So she was going through a stage where she wouldn't leave the house to even go into the garden.
Yep.
Because she thought if she walked outside the door, she was going to die.
Yep.
And that was a really hard time. That was heartbreaking.
Yep.
She's normally so bubbly and confident, and she lost it.
Yeah.
But we go for walks and things now. It's I suppose I'm the same as everyone else. Really, it's we're afraid.
Yeah. I'm afraid. Yeah, and I think for as parents, one of the most biggest concern is for us. If we catch it and pass it on to them, that's a major concern that we've always all parents have. But secondly, it's also the psychological effect on our kids as well, how they're dealing with this crisis, and how are they going to come out of it, because you're literally stuck at home for 5, 6, 7, 8, hopefully no longer, months at a time. And I think humans aren't meant for that. We're meant to be social creatures and talk and chat and etc. So
when I realized there was going to be a lockdown, it might not have been best, but I went and bought her an Xbox.
Yeah. And
I thought, well, at least she'll have contact with her friends and she'll be able to play and you know. So, and it was actually the best thing I could have done.
You know, you may have just set her up on a path for a career, because being a professional gamer, it's big business now. You can make good money being a gamer.
Really?
Oh, actually, you can make really good money. Yeah.
I just saw it as a way of
you just have to choose
contact.
Yeah, you have to choose the right games though. Not Super Mario doesn't work. It has to be some very popular games like Halo, etc. Then you can make some money. But I think when COVID-19 was at its peak in Hong Kong, there's a gaming console called a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
And those generally retail for, I think, around $300-400 US over here, because everyone was stuck at home. Everyone started buying them up, and the price of it on the secondhand market went up to around $700 or $800, so twice the price. I think everyone went out and bought a lot of gaming consoles during this COVID-19.
Crikey.
Yeah, indeed. But from my side, I think the seriousness of this event really hit home. I always knew it was serious because we've lived through this in 2003 with SARS. So we knew it was serious, but I didn't know how serious it was on a global scale. I knew it was local in Asia, but globally speaking, I had a message actually from my friend on Facebook, and he was asking me if I could help him look for face masks. And I was asking him, I thought you're a doctor now. And he was saying, yeah, our hospital's out of face masks. And that's when it was really clear for me that the entire world wasn't prepared for this epidemic at all, or pandemic at all. And that's where my concern laid, because my feeling is that if the frontline healthcare workers start crashing, that's when the entire world starts crashing too. Like, we need to have a strong front line. First and foremost, they can't be catching this, otherwise they'll be spreading it and they won't be treating people. But it was happening in North America and supposedly in the UK as well. But I think right now the supply of protective equipment is now stabilized, and so people are more prepared. And I think that's when we see light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, I think hospital admissions has gone down, and death toll has gone down. You start feeling a little bit easier. I think the pressure's off, but it's not eased.
Eased for sure.
Eased.
Yeah, but
it allows the healthcare workers to breathe, I suppose.
Indeed, because they're the ones who are sacrificing the most right now, especially in Hong Kong. I know of doctors at hospitals, they haven't seen their family members in 6 months, because they think, well, I'm in the hospital, I'm treating these people day in, day out, I'm not going to live at home and infect my family. So they've chosen to stay at hotels where they only get to see their family members like you and I are doing over the video conferencing and waving hi and all that, but can't even share a meal with family members. I think those are the ones making the biggest sacrifices.
You have to admire the dedication, don't you?
Indeed. And it's doctors, nurses, even the cleaning people in the hospitals. All levels of those people should be applauded for sure.
Yeah, we've appreciated them, but you don't really appreciate what they sacrifice.
Yeah.
To do what they're doing, do you?
Yeah. And all they ask us to do is stay at home. That's all we need to do. And if we can just do that, their sacrifices is worth it. But then here they are, sacrificing themselves, not seeing their family members for 6 months, and then first wave of first loosening of the restrictions, they all go out to a pub or all go out to the beach. All that effort down the drain. And that's the most disheartening portion. Yeah. But
it's annoying. It does get me aggravated when you see it on the news.
Yes.
Partying together and grouping up, and are you silly? It's still there.
Yeah, but I think education is key. All you can do is preach and try to teach them about it, and hope they never have to face the realities of this virus. But we just need to keep on being the how do you say it? The old broken record. Just keep on talking about it. Keep on talking about it. Hopefully, some of these days they'll actually understand. But can you describe how you feel right now? And do you feel safe at work?
I feel more positive now than in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You just didn't know where it was going to go or what was. But now you sort of have a path. You get used to a way of life, don't you? Going to the supermarket now isn't such an ordeal because it's normal. It's still not quite right, but I get to see my family now. I go around and see the grandchildren, obviously in the garden, but it's nice to see them. You know, it's good to be able to go and see them.
Yep.
At work, it's as safe here as it is at home, I think. That's how I feel. The measures that they've put in place in this site, it's great. You know that everyone that walks in has bleached their feet and sanitized their hands, and we all wear masks.
Bleach their shoes, not feet.
No, it's the shoes.
Okay. We don't make people bleach their feet. No.
No, we don't bleach our feet. we disinfect our shoes as we come in.
Okay.
It's just that we don't bring anything into the factory, but we know that everyone's doing it because nobody wants it. So, yeah, nobody gets too close, or everything's been separated. And so, no, it's great. You don't even really think about it at work now.
How about the tea breaks though? Like I know that you guys previously enjoyed the tea breaks, and everyone would be chatting and talking during the tea breaks time frame. Now it's more controlled. How are you handling that?
Well, we're spending so much time on our own at home now. It's nice just to be able to talk to someone even 2 meters away, isn't it? The tea breaks, they are staggered. We don't all have our tea and lunch breaks together anymore. But there's still like 2 or 3 of us at each time. So there's
you could talk to someone your age group instead.
There's someone to talk to.
Okay. So what's motivating you to go to work each morning?
I still have bills to pay. I still have a daughter to support, but I think it's more the normality. Every day you get up and go to work, and it's the only normal thing I think that I've got at the moment. It's the only thing that hasn't changed is you get up in the morning and go to work.
I think everyone is searching for a bit of that normality. Feeling like life is as usual. I think that's important for all of us. In what ways do you think life will be changed after this pandemic?
I think we'll appreciate things a bit more. I think the things we take for granted, you don't even think about. Things like getting a haircut. You don't even think about it. You just think, oh, yeah, it's getting long. I'll go for a haircut. Well, actually, I think people will appreciate things a lot more.
And appreciate everyone's role in society a lot more.
That's what I mean. Everything you take for granted. You will second guess and think, God, I couldn't do that. I couldn't have that. That person wasn't there.
Indeed. So, what would be the first thing you want to do once the battle with COVID-19's won?
Once it's actually gone.
I
would love to go out for dinner. I have been cooking every day.
and you're a good cook,
No, I'm not. I think my daughter would be glad to go out for dinner as well. She's like, oh, I'm sick of your dinners.
You can always try delivery.
Oh, it's not the same, is it? It's not the same.
That's true.
We used to go out for Sunday dinner. But obviously we haven't done that for ages, and we haven't had like a proper roast dinner since the lockdown. So I think it's the one thing we're both really looking forward to and waiting for.
Well, if Hong Kong's any indication, I would think that we're maybe 2 months ahead of you guys. So probably in 2 months time frame, I think there'll be more and more opening up, and you can probably feel safe going out. Hopefully, without things getting worse. But
I'll be looking forward to my chicken dinner.
Oh yes. So, what do you have to say to your fellow colleagues around the world?
Stay positive and stay safe. It'll pass, and what would you say to them?
That's a very good question. I've always been asking this one. I've never thought of myself. I think it's a bit weird for me to be asked that, because from the outset, I've always just tried to keep everyone safe. But the message, geez, can I come back to you on that one? No, that's not fair. That's not fair. I gotta answer you here on that. Staying safe, I think that's given. everyone needs to stay safe for sure. And they know I want them to be safe. Positive, yes, that is important. I think from my standpoint, it's cherish what you do have. Family members, friends, reach out to them, talk to them. Those who you haven't spoken to in many years, those who you have a grudge with, that you thought pissed you off somehow, or maybe you thought you pissed them off somehow. Reach out to them, apologize, because life is frail. COVID-19 is showing us that there's no reason for a petty argument or anything, or any differences to hold us apart, because it's too short for that. I think we've all lost people because of this COVID-19, and I don't think we should be bound by normal the normal considerations of politeness or etiquette and all that. It's more about showing your true emotions, telling your parents you love them, saying I love you to your parents more often, which I know I haven't said enough leading up to this, and doing all that stuff, the real emotions of being a human. I think that's important. So yes, on that sad note,
I think your colleagues would like that message.
Yeah, thank you. But Julie, that's all my questions that I had, and your unexpected question to me, which I thank you for. I really enjoyed our conversation. It's been one of the more raw, emotional, transparent discussions I've had with the colleagues I've spoken with so far, and I look forward to publishing this to everyone to see, because I think people need to know who we are as individuals, and I hope that you can be an ambassador to us as well too, by calling up your colleagues as well and talking to them. You don't have to record it, but at least having the conversation with them, because this is a good alternative. We're not chatting over a tea break, but at least I can see you. I know that you're laughing at whatever silly things I do say, and we can share a joke together. I think that's important for us to keep ourselves sane during this time frame.
I think laughter is very important.
Indeed.
You have to laugh. You have to.
Indeed. Yes.
If you don't laugh, you're going to cry. So
I choose to laugh.
I always choose to laugh.
Although there's nothing wrong with crying either. That's what I teach my kids. If you want to cry, just cry. Yeah. Boy and girl, doesn't matter. Yeah.
We've all got the emotions, haven't we? And there's a lot of them at the moment. So.
Yep, indeed. And it's important to let it out, right? Let it out, and don't keep it inside. So on that note, Julie, thank you very much.
Very welcome.
And good talking to you as well. Have a great weekend.
You too.